before we prove point slope form, we're going to have to first make sure that this would actually work. Well, this is basically, this question is pretty much what point slope form is trying to answer. If we are given a slope and a point, can we construct a line, or can we find the equation of a line? Well, let's think it through. So let's say we have a point in red that I drew over here, and we also know the slope. So by the way, we are given this point. We are given this point. Sorry. We are given this point. So let's go up, or let's go over x, and then, or some distance x, let's go up some distance y. So that, and because we are given the slope, I'm going to say that the slope in this case is going to be equal to y over x. This is what we're given. This is given, by the way. Well, if I go over some distance x and go up some distance y, so that the ratio of y to x, or rise over run, is m, well, I will end up at another point. And guess what? 2 points make a line. So we can pretty much just construct a line through these two things. So I just proved that given a line, or given a point and a slope, we can construct another point. And using the 2 points that we now have, we can then construct a line. Alright, so this is all we need to in order to move on to the actual proof. Let me erase this stuff really quickly. So I'm going to draw the xy plane. This is going to be x and this is going to be y. So we are given, I'm going to write down what we're given. We are given a point x1, y1, and a slope m. So let's draw that. So let's say I have a point x1, y1. And we also know the slope. So given that slope, I'm going to go up. I'm going to go over and I'm going to go up some distance to draw another point. And we're going to call the second point x, y. So as you can see, we now have 2 points, and therefore we can construct a line through it. But what would be the equation of this line? What's the equation of this line? So we can also figure that out too. So let's say we have a slope of m. The slope of m, or given these 2 points over here, is going to be equal to y minus y1 over x minus x1. So this would just be the slope, right? And again, the slope is given, and we constructed the second point xy using the slope m. Well, now we can rearrange this equation to get that sorry, that's the wrong color. Y minus y1 is going to be equal to m multiplied by x minus x1. And we know this equation is true because we just multiply both sides, or we multiply both sides by x minus x1 in this equation. So that's how we got the second equation. So this is pretty much the formula for point slope form. Y minus y1 equals to mx minus x1. However, when I was learning this, I wasn't quite satisfied with this proof, because you're basically just telling me that we have this point, and the x and y in this point turn into the general y and x here. Like, how is that supposed to make sense? That doesn't really make sense to me. Well, pretty much this kind of does make sense, and I realized this after a long time of thinking. So let me erase those lines. So pretty much what this point over here is, xy, it's just a general point, and this general point was we constructed it using the slope, right? So given this general point, given the first point as well as the slope, we were able to construct a second general point. So it's arbitrary. We don't really know where it is. And we can just further rearrange this to get that y equals to mx minus x1 minus x1 plus y1. And this will be more of a y equals to mx plus b type of equation, although it's not fully simplified. But you can imagine that if we were given, because we know what m is, we are given this. So let's say, so if we had m as a number, and we also had x1 and y1 as a number, well, we will be able to simplify this equation further, right? And if we were able to simplify this equation further, then we could then plug in some number x. We could plug in some number x and then get some number y, because that's the nature of a function. So let me repeat what I just said. So given a slope m and a point x1, y1, we can rearrange this equation to get y equals to m parentheses x minus x1 plus y1, right? So we don't know what y or x1 is, or no, we don't know what y or x is. We don't know what y or x is, but we know everything else. We know what m is, we know what x1 is, we also know what y1 is. So if we were to plug in, let's say, a value for x, some number x, then the function would output some number y. And guess what? That's pretty much what a line is, or this is what the equation of a line is, right? If you have a line y equals to mx plus b, if you plug in, well, we don't know what y and x is. We have to plug in a number for x, and then we have to plug in, and then we will get a number y, right? And if we do this enough times, then we can pretty much just graph it out as a line. So that's how this point x, y, this general point, can turn into the x and y in this formula, the general x and y in this formula. Because essentially what you can do is you can rearrange the equation such that if you plug in a number for x, then you get a number y. And that's pretty much what the function is. So that's kind of my explanation for how this point can turn into this equation. I hope it was clear. That's pretty much everything for point slope form. If this video has given you value, or you like this concise no BS way of teaching, then please consider supporting the channel. Otherwise, thank you so much for your time, and good luck with your studies.